Alright, so we're out working with Miss Duchess. She's very excited right now. So what we're gonna do is start off with the long lead, okay? Do some redirection when she hits the end. Try to keep her on a nice loose leash. Good girl. Maybe practice some name recognition and some sit stays. Good girl. Huh? So every time that she starts pulling, good girl, I'm just gonna start walking back a little bit just to help get her attention. And then once it's back on to me, have her walk with me for a treat. Release, and we'll let her go again. Yes, good girl. We're gonna do this first so that way she can get some good practice redirecting and refocusing while getting out some of this energy and excitement. Good girl. Yes, good girl. Yes. Very good. There you go. Good. Come. Good. Duchess. Yes. Good girl. Thank you. So used her name there when she was really excited to meet that person, and she did well listening and coming back. Yes, good girl. Yes, good girl. And all I'm doing is some slight directional changes, just the opposite of whichever way that she's pulling, to help her maintain focus on me for a little bit before she gets a reward. Yes. No. Good girl. Yes, good. Good girl. There you go. The doors are drawing her attention. Okay. So now we're just walking, letting the leash kind of do the work of creating that boundary to the sides for us. And then when she goes too far in front, good girl. Good. Yes. With me. Good girl. This way. People are always getting into trouble in that intersection because it's a three-way stop instead of a four-way stop for some reason. So it throws off a lot of people, either that they think that the other person has to stop too, or the other person gets confused and stops too, and then everybody else starts going. It's quite the mess there. Okay. So we got some kids coming up here. Yes, good girl, thank you. I'm gonna start walking. Okay. We'll use the ultrasonic when she jumps as well to kind of help mark. Yes, good girl. Much better, thank you. Good girl. You'll see that over time, as her excitement dies down, her behaviors just continuously get better and better. Right? She's able to refocus. She's not quite as pulley. And this one might be difficult because we got the kids coming up here. How you doing? Hi. Good girl. Yes, good girl. Yes, very good. Good job. I could have called her earlier, but I wanted to just use the leash as a boundary to see if she would do the right thing on her own. It took a little bit of time, but she did. Okay, just really excited for the bag there. Walking her back towards me. Good girl. Yes, very good. Yes. Make sure she doesn't run into the street or into a pole. And got some more people crossing the street. Yes, good girl. Good weight. Thank you. Good girl. Yep. She's a lot more sensitive to the leash pressure now too, which is good. she's found a way around it though, so that way she can still get out her energy without pulling on the leash, and that's just making a lot of really big circles. And like I said, that's fine for now, just because we want her to kind of be able to get out some of this energy and excitement. That way we're not having to overly correct her or overly harshly correct her just to get her to kind of settle down. We need to bleed some of that energy and the excitement off first, and then continue to just reward the good behaviors. Good girl. Okay. See if she needs to use the bathroom. Good girl. Good potty. Good. Yep, and back in. Good girl. Very good. Back in. Good girl. Very good. And back. Yes, good girl. Okay, good job. All right. I don't want to make this video too long because we got a couple other ones to upload, and it'll also make it easier for me to work with her with an extra hand. But what we'll do before we end the video is go ahead and practice some good closer proximity walking. So we'll use the handle here. Trying to get this. There we go. Okay. Good girl. And now we'll use the ultrasonic 2 to help get her attention when she pulls too hard off to the side. Good girl. Yes. And I'm going to help her out a little bit as well, just by walking a little bit closer to the edge. So that way she can kind of smell things off to the side. Good girl. Yes, very good. We'll stop every now and then to reward her for her good walking behavior. We'll let her finish up and then we'll continue on again. Okay. So when she goes a little bit too far or too fast forward, just pull back a little bit. If she goes off to the side too much, we'll go ahead and use the leash pressure and or the ultrasonic to help correct her back in. Try to keep her in this little box here. Just getting distracted with the people around. Good girl. Okay. And if she tries to duck out behind us and switch sides, all we do is pull the leash up and to the left. And if she tries to walk in front of us, we'll pull the leash back and to the left. Pretty much just want to pull in the opposite direction that she goes. But most of the time you want to just kind of keep your hand and your arm nice and relaxed to the side here and let the leash do most of the work. Good girl. Use the ultrasonic there. And that way, as soon as she kind of gets out of that box on her own, it'll start adding in that tension. And because we've gotten her used to responding well to the leash pressure, she does a lot more of the correcting on her own as soon as she kind of drifts too far from the box. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. Good job. And when she's walking nicely next to us and keeping focused, we'll go ahead and reward that. And then we'll carry on again. Good girl. Good. The leash is nice and loose. She's not trying to go too far out of the box. She felt the leash pressure there and came back in. I had to help her out to keep from going behind me there a little bit. There you go. Good girl. All right. What a good girl. We're going to go ahead and pause the video here and keep working with her as the sun goes down. Good girl. She's doing really good. Just needs a little bit of help every now and then. And like I said, you can fast forward through the first part, but just expect to need additional leash corrections and the ultrasonic a little bit more often because she'll still have all that energy and excitement. Good girl. She did really good though. What do you think, huh? Up here. Oh, hi, blue eyes. Oh, so pretty.